Beatitude, Your Eminence, Your Grace, brothers and sisters in Christ, I decided I'd write a very short report because I think my workload is unique. I always talk about the largeness of this diocese. Only when you have to go from one end to the other and realize that there's at least 6 or 5.5 time zones, that you're dealing with parishes in the far north all the way to the urban centers of the east. And only when you get a chance to go from one parish to another do you see the dynamics. We use 7 languages, at least in our services. And yet, here we are, gathered together, at least every 3 years. We gather together and we know each other because we're like one family across a very, very large country. I always say that we're covered, that has 3 oceans and a neighbor. The bylaws of the Archdiocese state that the Chancellor is the senior administrator, the assistant to the ruling bishop, and takes custody of the corporate seal. I find that the easiest part of the job with the tank. It has to move from Edmonton to Ottawa with me, but the seal is okay. Feed it fish every so often, and the seal is happy. But the main function for me is really to be available for the Archbishop to assign duties as he sees fit. And these needs do change. After 12 years in this position, I could write a book on the job description. It's very long and very diversified. In the past 3 years, my focus has been other than organizing Archdiocesan council meetings at least twice a year, to do a telephone or a meeting of the Executive Council, usually once a month. The Archdiocesan Vocation Assessment Committee is my responsibility, and also working with SPAS, the Development and Administration work in that field, as well as the new Theological Education Committee we have functioning. During the last 3 years, we have worked on and established the position of the Episcopal Secretary, having Prodeacon Nazari come on staff. We worked with the preparation and consecration of the Vicar Bishop. After all these years, the diocese has a Vicar Bishop, His Grace Bishop Irinei of Quebec City. The visit of the Puchai Mother of God icon, which visited all our sobors and cathedrals throughout the country, which brought probably 50,000 people to venerate it, was something we did not expect. And the fact that even economically, it left us in good stead. From the visit, the Mother of God, which I decided to help our diocese. She saw the poverty. Even the monks did too, so it's good. We worked on the insurance of the church properties. This has been a project for a long time, and it's kind of landed up with the insurance world changing so quick that every time we start to move in that direction, to having more insurance regulated and common, it would run away on us. And so ultimately, we're still working on this to have insurance, a common carrier insurance, but this insurance needs to be moved to a different level. We need to move it to the level of Orthodox churches in Canada. We can no longer pursue the clergy and the buildings on our own. The unification with the rest of the Orthodox churches in Canada needs to take place for us to deal on these issues of insurance for both the employees and also for the properties. I continue to be the registrar for all the provinces for marriages. It's sometimes very interesting to be involved in this because the rules keep changing, and you know, in Canada, marriages now can be between everybody. And anybody and anything. And so I have to read, and sometimes it's interesting how the orders will come, you know. I think I sent one this week to Quebec clergy, you know, which was basically dealing with how to deal with homosexual marriages, which are a common reality as licensed people, and then have to write on it, my responsibility is to send it because you're agents of the government. Your responsibility is to rip it up. In the last year, I have had the responsibility of going into the cathedral as the interim dean. This has proved to me to be, first of all, you know, all things working good. You know, the secretary kind of came into place, and I was able to kind of be relieved of some of that duty, secretarial work of worrying about, you know, writing letters because another priest has decided to go to the United States or something to visit or something, or to Europe. So it's really great not to have all those responsibilities. So the bishop found another parish for me. I hear there's one on James Bay, just in between the two. It's vacant too that I think I can stop in along the road. Kind of hot. Housini, that's it, okay. Or maybe the state Housini. My brothers and sisters, the areas we need to focus in on is clergy education, clergy development, clergy well-being, and clergy replacement. All of these have to become our diocesan priorities. Further, we need to develop the role of the deans. There are too many priests phoning up the bishop. Too many parish councils going directly to the bishop, not going through their dean.
And the bishop is too nice and says yes.
The bishop is going to say nyat.
I'm learning.
That is a key change that has to occur. Do not phone the bishop unless you've talked to the dean. And at least half of those things will be seen. And it'll still come if it needs to. We need the enhancement of our new offices in Ottawa will only facilitate the growth that we're at. We have grown now to 86 clergy. We are 4 times as large as we were 25 years ago. All of this needs structure. It cannot just be run out of a suitcase. And that is why the offices in Ottawa are really imperative. Now that the cathedral is well situated and well set up, has the facilities to accommodate this, it is really the process of this growth that we're continuing. All of this is really accomplished kind of in humility despite us, I think. We see this type of growth that has happened, and we can only thank the Lord for his constant blessing of us, in our parishes, in our archdiocese. And of course, it is because we have at the helm of this entourage